start over. But basically, in this presentation, I'm going to be talking about remote jobs and how to prepare yourself for remote jobs. I'm sure most of you here have dreamed of doing remote jobs where you're able to work remotely, on your own terms and, avoid all the traffic every single day. You don't need to go in and out every day. You spend about 4 hours in traffic. You're able to wake up, prepare yourself, get to your work desk, and start working. That's the dream of a lot of people. But even with that, there are a lot of misconceptions. A lot of people think that remote jobs are actually easier or you do less work when it comes to remote jobs. But it couldn't be further from the truth because as opposed to a normal job where you have to go to the office and get things done from the office, with remote jobs, you have to have a certain level of discipline, or else you are going to lose the job. You get it? So, these are a few tips that I'm going to share with you when it comes to remote job. I'm going to talk about basically remote jobs and how to get started. And then I'll also share a few platforms where you can actually get remote jobs from. All right. Let me just check in on the comments before we continue. Mirakua Ado, I see your fire. Awesome. More fire. All right, so let's continue. So yeah, a little bit about me. I started remote work way, 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 way back. This was when I was in the university and I was thinking of what can I do to make more money whilst in school? Because during the days that I was in the university, I had to take care of a lot of things myself. I had to basically fend for myself. My dad had passed away. My mom was the only one taking care of me, and I had two other brothers who were also in school. So I realized very quickly that I have to get something going for myself, or else I'm going to suffer. I can't rely on my mom, and I don't even want to put that kind of pressure on her. So there were a lot of things I just made up my mind that I'm going to do a lot of things myself. I'm going to provide for a lot of things myself. Thankfully, during that time is when I got to know God, and it really, really helped me knowing God and understanding who I am in Christ. It changed a lot for me, and it's actually even propelled me along this path much better, you know. And going on, I've been doing remote jobs since then. Even during my final year, by God's grace, I was even able to pay my own school fees. So taking that burden of my parents. And it just made me see that, wow, this is possible. Like I can actually do something for myself and I don't have to wait till I finish school. So if you're watching this and you're a student, this is one of the best times to actually get started with the whole remote job business, right? So I'm going to be talking a little bit about remote jobs, all right? And the comment sections is open for questions. So if you have any questions, you can put it down there. I'll definitely go through it, okay? So before you even get started with remote jobs, you need to prepare yourself because as much as there are remote jobs out there and there are a lot of professionals, there are not a lot of people who have the skill or who really understand what it takes to run or to successfully manage a remote job. Okay, because if you don't know these things, you might get the job, but then if you don't understand some of these things that I'm about to share with you, you are easily going to lose those jobs within a matter of time. All right, so as you can see on the screen, um, you have to know what exactly it is you're looking for. You can take a snapshot here. These are some of the most popular remote jobs possibilities out there. And of course, not every job can be done remotely yet. Okay, you can't come and tell a surgeon that, hey, surgeon, I want a remote surgeon. Oh, the surgeon has to be there. He has to have access to the body physically, and he will have to make his incisions. You get it? Or you can't tell a delivery guy that, yeah, I want remote delivery. Just Maybe in the future, people will be able to drive autonomous vehicles like the way they play video games. But for now, you need a physical person to be able to do that. Okay. So yeah, it just goes to show how things change and how things are changing at a very, very, very fast pace. So as you can see, there are lots of fields. So wherever you find yourself, I'm sure whatever your profession is, you can find yourself within one of these sections, whether it's writing and content creation, which I recommend as a very um, easy level area to start with. Okay, at the end of this, those who are interested in writing, I have a course designed for you, which I believe would really, really help you get started and get your footing because you must own your skill. That's number one when it comes to remote job. People who are going to hire you are looking for skilled professionals. So if you are not skilled enough, the likelihood of you getting a good remote job to do is very, very, very low. So your skill needs to be on point. You need to have had experience, all right? Because those are some of the things that people are going to look out for when they are hiring for remote roles, all right? So there are different areas. You can go the IT route, become a web developer, learn bits about websites, UI, and there are so many free courses that people can take, that you can take to get started in any of these industries. That's the beauty of it. All you need to do is to take the course, get to understand it, and then from there you can start doing something with yourself. We have the writing and content creation route, sales and marketing. So going into digital marketing, SEO, email marketing, sales development, lead generation specialist. These are areas that I find myself in, these three. Um, so yeah, I do quite a number of these. You might find me doing some web development, some copywriting, some lead generation, email marketing, what have you. But then there's also the customer service route. So if you realize that you're good at speaking on the phone or speaking to people, you know how to calm tempers and people just like talking to you, the customer service route or the technical route would be good for you. Customer success or a virtual assistant. The virtual assistant role is also a very utility role. You should be able to do a lot of things and have a mindset to learn very quickly if you want to do very well in that sector. We have the creative and design routes, so graphic design, video editor, animator, illustrator, or a photographer. There are many ways that you can make money remotely through this. As a photographer, you could even sell your photos. There are lots of online platforms that allow you to sell unique photos online and co. There's the finance and accounting. So all those who are in finance, bookkeeping, accounting, payroll specialists, it's all available for you. You can be an educational trainer, online tutors. So that's another very good route to go. I know some people who are teaching Chinese children English and they are making very, very good money from it. So that's something you can also consider. Now, the health sector is not left out. If you are into the health sector, you can be a medical coder. That's interesting because the health sector is unique. So if you are going to be a coder, you need to really understand the sector and know what the sector is all about. Okay, you could be a health counselor, you know, doing online health counseling, online nurse, online doctors. We are seeing more and more of those coming out. HR as well. You can work as an HR manager or a resource person remotely. So you're helping people with all those areas, administrative and then translation and transcription. So these are the main sectors. And I think the first thing you need to do is to find out which one you want to go for and then start becoming more and more skilled within that sector. The more skilled you are, the better your chances and the better your options. All right. So very, very, very important. Let's move on to the next thing. Let me just check the comments. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Great comments by Jungle Life every day. Yeah, I see you. Thank you very much. We're just getting started. Oh, I just realized my screen might be blocking some of this. Let me reduce my face a bit so that's great. You'll be able to see it. Okay, so the next thing when it comes to remote jobs is that a lot of people have the perception that once I get into remote jobs, I'm just going to apply for jobs in America, in Europe, and they're just going to hire me because I'm the best. Well, it doesn't work like that. In Africa, you need to make your own opportunities. And the stats even show, we see that there's a higher percentage of hiring within the local markets in developed countries. So in the United States, about 58%, Western Europe 65%, India 55, Eastern Europe 60%. These are people that hire locally. So more people like to hire locally within these areas than except Africa. In Africa, only about 30% people of the population in Africa actually hire locally when they are looking for remote jobs. And yeah, it shows actually. That's why it's a bit difficult for you to find remote jobs remotely here in Africa. But on the international front, you see that in the US, yeah, less of the hiring takes place internationally. So people in the US and Europe and the other developed nations do not tend to hire international people as much as they do the locals. Okay. It's only in Africa that is the other way around. So people from Africa hire international people more. And the ironic thing here is that that is mainly done by big corporations. So someone like Jumia, for example, I know that their whole tech and development team was from Portugal or Spain or somewhere, one of those countries. Even though they were operating here in Africa, they hired talent from Europe to get the work done that needed to be done. It's what it is. So these are the statistics, and that's what we have to deal with here in Africa. So you would see that your chances of getting hired internationally is a bit difficult, but then you have a higher percentage of being hired by African nationalities. So that's why I'm saying that think local. Look at the corporations around you that are here on the continent and start applying to them, start getting to them. More on that soon. All right. Another thing you need to really understand about remote work is that it's all about communication. If you do not communicate when it comes to remote work, you are in big trouble. You need to communicate. There's no way remote work can function properly without communication. Communication is the lifeblood of remote work. And I realize that anytime you realize that there's a problem in communication, or there's a lapse in communication, or even miscommunication, you realize that that job will not last long. There's, it means that something has been breached. It's going to cost a lot because you are working remotely and you don't see each other. Once you miss a meeting and all that, it tends to have a ripple effect. So you must make sure that you are always communicating no matter what. And statistics even show that about 85 to 90% of remote employees cite effective communication as a key skill requirement for remote positions. So it's very, very important that you know how to communicate very effectively as well. It's not just, hey, we have to communicate, so you're always just sending messages. That gets very annoying. What you need to do is communicate effectively. Let your communication be centered around the job that you're doing. If it's not centered around the job, try as much as possible not to, because remote work can be very stressful and you don't want to be um, handled like a baby. You don't want to be micromanaged. That takes a lot of work from your employer. So don't be that kind of person. Communicate only when it's necessary. Communicate effectively. Let your communication lines be very clear and straight to the point, right? And another thing to know about remote work is schedules. It's all about schedules. If you don't like schedules, then remote jobs may not be for you. But if you think about it, life is all about schedules. We have schedules all the time, schedules to go to school, schedules with our families, schedules. We run our lives by schedules. So when it comes to remote work, schedules are very, very important. And that's why up to 85% of employers actually cite that within the agreement. All right, so let's look at some of the remote job sources. Where can we get remote jobs from? I'm sure this one most people have been looking forward to. You can take a guess. Probably you can leave in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Where can I get remote jobs from? I have a list over here, but then some of these ones are practical. These are some of the ones that I've actually done and I've actually benefited from. That's why I'm sharing them with you. All right, so the first one is Google Alerts. Yes, Google Alerts. Google has something called Google Alerts. You can just Google it, Google Alerts. And I think the URL is alerts.google.com. So what it is that it's a website that allows you to get alerts for specific keywords. All right. So let's say you're looking for graphic design remote jobs. Okay. You can put a keyword or an alert over there like remote graphic designer, you know, and wherever it appears on the internet, if there's any job posting or news item or anything, Google will collate all that information for you and send it straight to your inbox. So that way you don't need to do the searching. Google's AI is doing that for you and you are getting alerts on topics that matter to you. All right. So you can use this Google Alerts as a job searching platform. So you can see over here, I just typed in remote writing jobs and immediately it's giving me some news items about technical writers, production documents, technical team lead. So these are jobs that are available internationally. I think you can even narrow it down if you want to look for a specific area. So maybe if you're looking for one in Africa or in Europe, etc., you'll be able to do that, which I think is a very, very good way to look for online jobs. So Google Alerts, I think from here, after watching this video, you can give it a try and see how it goes. The next one for me is, I think this is one of the most popular ones, which is the online work platforms. So these are platforms like Fiverr, Upwork that allow you to look for jobs. All right, you are able to search on those platforms for people who are posting jobs related to your skill set. So if you're a writer, you're going to be looking for writing related jobs. If you're a virtual assistant, you can find virtual assistant jobs. You can find basically any type of job there because it's an online platform where people who are looking for skilled professionals come to post their stuff, right? And as you can see, this a snapshot from Upwork. So someone is looking for a virtual assistant for their faceless YouTube channel. This person has been on Upwork for a while. They have verified payments. They have good ratings. They spend close to $1 million on Upwork and they are in the Netherlands. So easily you know that, okay, this fits my category. This is what I'm looking for. English speaker, I'm fluent in English, blah, blah, blah. You can put in a cover letter, put in your proposal. If they find you interesting enough, they'll engage you in an interview. If you are fit, yeah, you got a job. So these are platforms that actually work. I personally have got a lot of benefit from Upwork. It actually spun off. Okay, this is what happened actually. I saw a job related to writing, and when I applied for the job, it turned out to be one of the biggest websites here in Ghana. And it's actually a foreign owned website, but it functions in Ghana. And they hired me into their system and all that. So from Upwork, it actually led to uh, a remote job. It was actually remote. Most of my team members were in Ukraine, but we were working together, you know. So It started on Upwork as just maybe I thought it was just one post they were looking for, but apparently a person liked it and invited me in for more. So that's the effect of the internet. So many things can happen just from one thing that you've done, or one application or one job that you do. All right. So Upwork, Fiverr is also very important. I've not personally used Fiverr to get any job. I think I only used it to receive payment one time. But Fiverr is also a good option from what I hear. And I think with Fiverr, it works a bit different where you can put out your profile. So you can put out there and say that, hey, I can do maybe logo designs for $10. And if someone is interested and likes that offer, they can just pick you. So they can actually also look for you instead of them now posting a job profile. So yeah, they are just different dynamics, but it's basically the same end goal of you getting a remote job to do. Okay, so online platforms, I think you should check them out. They are very important and very useful and actually very effective, if you ask me. All right. The next one I would say is LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a whole section for jobs. So there's the LinkedIn job section. And almost like Google Alerts, you can even get alerts from LinkedIn. So you can put in what you are looking for, the kind of job that you are looking for. And LinkedIn is actually going to be sending you updates. As you are there, you're going to receive updates. You're going to receive um, yeah, you're going to receive job links that you can actually apply to. So, yes, always look out for that. I think you should get onto LinkedIn jobs. Just go on LinkedIn and, just search for LinkedIn jobs. You'd see there, have your profile set up properly. That's one thing I always tell people on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, people look at your profile every single time before they even go ahead to talk to you. So make sure your profile is up to date, it's modern, it's updated, it's good. It tells people exactly what you do, shows all your skills, your strengths. Let your profile really speak for yourself so that when you apply for jobs and people come to see it, they know that okay, this profile fits the job that I'm looking for. And even one of the good things with LinkedIn jobs is that sometimes they even um, look for jobs that they think you are a good fit for. You'll get a job application that says that you are a good fit. Your profile is a good fit for this job, and you can go ahead and apply. So yeah, you should definitely check out LinkedIn jobs. Personally, I have got a few jobs out of LinkedIn. It happens every once now and then, but then yeah, I'm looking out for specific kinds of jobs on LinkedIn, and yeah, you do find them when you look. Right, so LinkedIn definitely you should check it out. The next one is local businesses, right? Look out for local businesses like digital marketing agencies, dentists, what have you. I mean, every form of local business would or may need a form of remote job, depending on the kind of job that you do. Okay, so let's say you are a graphic designer, for example. Almost every business that has a social media account would need a graphic designer. Okay, so you can actually approach these companies personally. I mean, walk into their office, let them know that you do designs. This is your offer. I can give you four, five, six designs for this price. I'll, I'll even post them for you. Things like that. Get to them, give them an offer. You can give them a trial period. If you are very new, tell them you do it for free. I always say that start for free if you are new, especially. Start for free, let them get good recommendations from them, and you realize that that's how you start getting business. The best way to always get more business is the referral system. Nothing beats referral, no matter what. Because with referral, once somebody refers you, it means that the person already trusts you. So he's transferring that trust through the referral. So build that trust with people. Okay, get to local businesses, digital marketing agencies. definitely will need a graphic designer. Look for some of them in your neighborhood. You can even search on Google Maps. Just type digital marketing agency near me. Get their contacts, contact them, give them an offer. You know, there's so much business that could just be lying around. You could be passing by business every single day. And because your mindset of remote job is that you want to be employed by someone in America or the US, you are missing out on the opportunities that are right under your nose. Because for some of these jobs, you may not even have to come into the office. They can work with you remotely. When we need a design, we call you. Maybe you're a writer. If we need articles, we want to optimize our website, we want to get more leads and lead generation guy, all those things can be done remotely. You don't need to be going to the office every single day. I told you, remote jobs is focused on results. So once you can bring in the results, once you know that once you get paid, this is produced for you. It's a no-brainer for any business. They know exactly what they are getting. And once you can do that with good customer relations, communicate properly with them, you are going to see yourself getting more and more gigs. So look out in your local area. There are many, many businesses that could use your services, depending on what you do, actually. And the next one for me is marketing. Sorry, networking, not marketing, networking. You need to network. If people don't know you, they can't hire you. All right. So get out there, be in a network, be in a group of people. Let people know what you do. If your clients are maybe dentists, look out wherever they are having a meetup, a dentist meetup or anything like that. Make sure you are there. Make sure you are sharing and giving out information. Make sure you are a part of the whole thing. Get into your clientele's network. Because it will shock you that most of these people, they know each other. So once you get into their networks, all of them know you and all of them would reach out to you for business. All right. So increase your network because as that popular saying goes, your network is your net worth. So the more people you know, the more business, the more remote job opportunities you are actually creating for yourself. All right. And speaking of opportunities, I think one of the go-to ways for you to get started on in remote jobs is writing, because writing is first of all very easy to do. You don't need to know much about writing to become a writer. You can easily learn it. We do writing every single day, either by writing WhatsApp messages, by writing comments, or writing a paper, or writing an assignment, or writing a report. We are always writing. So that's why it comes very natural for us if you want to monetize your writing. I think it's just a logical thing to do since you are already doing it. Why not learn how to monetize it so that you can gain an income out of your writing? And I have a whole course that takes you step by step about writing and gives you all the information that you need concerning writing and how to get started, what to look out for, how do you apply for jobs as a writer, where do you get jobs as a writer. All those things are compacted into the course. And I believe that if you take it, you are going to be learning a lot because you are not just going to learn normal writing, you're going to learn SEO writing, which is very, very valuable to lots and lots of companies. And the funny thing is that it's not that hard to learn. This course has about 150 or 120 minutes, yeah, I think minutes of video, which when you go through, you can practice. And one of the good things here is that once you finish the course, you get to join a community of writers and like-minded people who are looking to build up themselves and get more and more remote jobs. So you are kind of motivated and stirred on to do well, right? So I really recommend this course to you. Just head over to kekelibakner.com/writer. You'll be able to get it there. There's a slight discount that I normally give out. So if you're interested, you can just let me know. I think once you get on the web page, You can WhatsApp over there. Once you do that, just let me know that you came from this video or from the live stream, or even if you're watching the video after, you are coming from here, and we'll definitely work on giving a discount. Because to me, it's not really about the money, it's about sharing this knowledge, because writing is one of the things that has really, really transformed my life personally. Because being able to write, had the opportunity to work with international companies, local companies, and I've been able to um, get very tangible results through my writing, which I think is a very great thing to do. So I really encourage you, if you really want to get serious with remote jobs, you don't know where to start from, or you just think that you want to become a writer, you want to know how to write properly, I believe that this course is designed specifically for you. So go ahead. I think there'll be a link in the description, or you can just type kekelibagner.com. Once you head on the web page, you'll see become a writer, followed through, and you'll be able to have access to the course. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. I'll just look through and see if there are any comments or any questions that you might have, and I'll be available to answer them. In case anybody has a question, please feel free to ask. I'm not seeing any questions so far. It's either I'm a good teacher or, yeah, probably a question hasn't come to your mind yet. But once they do, you can always reach out. My socials are always available. You can always reach out to me at any time at kekelibakna.com. I would always be there and always be available to help and assist whenever I can. All right. So thank you very much for your time. It's been a wonderful time sharing this with you. I hope this information is useful, and I pray that you use it to improve your life. All right, so thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.